this week has been quite disastrous for some people. It started off on a very bad note, but it's good to see some people recovering from from making some losses. And every time you make a loss, you learn something. It's a very bad way to learn, but it's very, very effective. And people have been learning. And so when you're taking trades, on small charts, on small time frames, you can go straight into profit in a very short period of time. But when you're taking trades on big time frames, 4-hour chart, the daily chart, then it will take some time. It will take some time to go into profit, and you'll have to close that trade maybe after a few days. You can't expect to hit your target, your take profit, 1 hour from the time that you enter that trade. It doesn't happen like that. You don't go straight into profits very fast. Sometimes it can happen if you have very strong news. You can go into profit very, very fast. It can happen. But if it's technical, if you've waited for a trade for maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, then it's better to to have it in mind that I may take profit maybe after another week or after another 2 weeks, because you really waited for that trade for some good time. It's very wrong to expect that trade to give you your take profit within that hour that you've entered it. And if it goes against you for some candlesticks, if it's a 4-hour chart, every candlestick is 4 hours, so it will take some time before you recover from that retracement. If it's a smaller chart, like a 5-minute chart, those candlesticks, even if they are 10, that will be just 50 minutes, which you can wait for, and then you can take your profit, which will also not be very big. But for a big chart, big charts require a lot of time. They require a lot of patience. So when you see a good entry point in a big chart, be very mindful of that. Be very mindful that it might take you some time to go into profit. It may not happen immediately. You have to be very patient. In the small charts, if you're not patient, those charts are very good. You can easily get in and get out and make your profit in the time that you feel you could have made that profit. It's very possible with those small charts, but for the big charts, you should have that in mind, that you need to be patient. So I want us to look at the economic calendar for today. I want to see the events that are affecting the market today. It's a Wednesday, and normally on Wednesday there are very, very good events on the economic calendar. Very good events. They can give you a good projection for the remainder of the week. So this week, it's sort of a mid-month week. It's not full of many surprises, not like the first week of the month and sometimes the last week of the month. But this mid-week, this mid-month week, it's normally very okay. You don't really have too many disturbances, especially with the news. So looking at the economic calendar, we have some news coming in at 6:30. That will be the consumer price index. This news will be released or announced by the Bank of Canada, and these figures are quite. They are too close. It's a consumer price index. This is year on year. So the previous figure is 3.7%. The consensus is 3.5%. Now regarding this, regarding this event, normally a bigger one gives you a positive, some positive impact on that. This one is going to be affecting Canada. So a bigger figure will be good for Canada, and a smaller one will be bad for Canada. So you have to keep that in mind. So that is the only event for today. Just imagine that one high impact event left for the day. That is quite good. So you can do your technical analysis, you can look for your candlestick patterns and everything else that you look at on the charts, everything that you look out for, the things that you consider to be on that, the things that you consider to give you a good entry point. Those are the things that you have to be looking out for, because the news anything can happen. About the news, anything can happen. It's not only the news that you see on the economic calendar that impacts the charts. So many other events will impact these charts. Like like breaking news. Anything can happen that impacts the economy of a certain country, and that will be reflected on the charts. So don't be shocked when something happens on your charts. Just know that things are happening in the world that will affect the charts, because the charts, they directly reflect sort of an exchange rate of one currency in another country. So the impact is directly reflected on your charts. So when you see these big movements taking place, you might not see any news anywhere. You might not see any kinds of patterns on the charts. And yeah, I'm telling you this so that you don't slide into that thought of the broker is eating my money. The broker is eating my money. Or the big banks. The big banks are now, they are targeting us. They want to take our money. Yeah, let's try to avoid sliding into that line of thought. Now, it's not bad to think like that, but by the time you start thinking like that, you must have all other boxes checked. That what could be happening in this country. If the let's say if the pound sterling rises very fast, versing the Japanese yen, then before you start saying the broker is eating our money or anything, if you look at the economic calendar, there's nothing happening, then watch the news, see if there's any breaking news. Just find out what is happening in that country that has caused that exchange rate to go very high. Look for what's happening in both countries that are in that pair. If it is GBP, JPY, find out what's happening in Britain, and then find out what's happening in Japan, and then you will know exactly what has caused that movement on the chart. So before you start saying that the brokers are eating our money, first check all those boxes and do some research and find out what's happening, so that so that you're well informed, so that you know what to watch out for the next time. So normally when you're trading like that, you will be always inclined to watch news. You will be you'll be watching all those international news channels, whether on the internet, whether you pay for a TV subscription, but you will have those channels there, and you'll want to know what is happening in all these countries, especially the countries where you've opened some positions. If you have some trades in, with the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, then you're going to want to, you'll want to keep tabs on those countries and know exactly what's happening there. Yeah, so that you don't get caught off guard. It's very bad to lose money like that. And what is even worse is to lose money and you blame it on something that is actually not conspiring against you. Yeah, so I want to put this. We've taken a long time without using this, this technical analysis app. I think, it's been a while. It's been a while. I use it personally every day, but on the program, I haven't really been using it because of so many reasons. But today, I want us to check it out and see if we can pick out some charts which are already trending, and we see how far they can trend. So this app, it really helps. If you haven't used it, you can download it from BVB Trade FX. It's a technical analysis app. The moment you open the website, they'll show you. They'll see some brokers there, some list of brokers, like 3. There's XM, there's Just Forex, there is Light Forex. Then there will be a download button for a technical analysis app. So what that app does, it gives you the direction of the market based on 28 indicators. 28 indicators. So if the moving average is saying sell, the ADX is saying sell, the parabolic SAR is saying sell, the Bollinger Band. So 28 indicators. If all the 28 are saying sell, then you have a very strong sell. It will show you that there's strong sell on this time frame. So you're going to see it graphically. So it gets one chart, which is maybe just a Euro USD, and then it will split that chart into 8 time frames. So you'll have from the 1 minute to the 5 minute to the 15 to the 30, 1 hour, 4 hours, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. So you'll have all those charts represented there graphically, and there are 28 indicators in each time frame of that chart. So if if the 15-minute chart is selling strongly, but when the 1 hour chart is in a bullish movement, then you might have some, you might be a bit, that will be a bit confusing. You won't know what to do. Should I sell because the 15-minute chart is saying sell? Or should I buy because the 1 hour chart is saying buy? Yeah? Or should I remain neutral because the weekly chart is saying neutral? You have equal indicators saying buy and sell, so it's a bit neutral. But when the indicators are more inclined to one side, then they will give you a clear path to either sell or to buy, depending on how the indicators work. So the information in that technical analysis app, it's in real time. I get that information from TradingView. I just channel all my information from TradingView and then I put it onto the charts. I put it into the app. Then you will get live feed. You get a live feed information from all sorts of wherever that data is collected from. There is Owanda, there is AvaTrade, there is FX Pro. There are many companies that give this data concerning the change in price of so many things. So if you download that app, you will have access to all that. Yeah, it's quite it's quite priceless. When you receive something for free, you might never value it. That is something. That's a very terrible characteristic of humanity. When you get something for free, you don't really value it. You don't value it. But this app is free, and it's worth so much. If you look at how much data is being channeled in there, so it's worth a lot, and it's very, very useful. It gives you the general look at how all the time frames are moving. To come to that same conclusion, you'll have to analyze every chart one by one and determine where that chart is going. Then you will know where that currency pair is going at that particular time. And you'll have to do that for so many other pairs. But for this app, you have so many charts. There are more than 25. There are so many. And the data is just there for you to just look at and decide within seconds. So this app can save you from doing a lot of analysis. If you do technical analysis, then the headache it takes. You have to analyze every chart so that you know where generally that chart is headed. You can't only analyze the 1 hour chart or the 4 hour chart. You have to look at all the charts so that you know where this price is headed at this particular time. Maybe I'm in a retracement, maybe I'm at a support or a resistance, something. Maybe the chart is going long, maybe it's going short. So you have to, getting all that information for every time frame. It's quite, it's not hard, but it's very tasking, especially if you're using very many indicators. So this app gives you 28 indicators, every indicator showing you what's happening in every time frame of that chart, of that pair, and it replicates the same thing for so many other pairs. So it's a very big advantage. Yeah. So just look at it for its worth and value it. Just value it. There are so many people who use it and then along the way, they just drop it. And that is not good workmanship. When you have something that is worth something, you just value it. There's a lot of information that is being channeled from many sources. So it's very advantageous. Sometimes you may not know how to analyze. Yeah, again, another thing, to use this app, you need to have some experience. You need to have some information in your mind. So you cannot interpret what's happening in this app if you don't have the information already in your mind. It might not be worth much. It's like, I won't relate it to anything. But, just get the app, look at it. Let's take a look at it right now and see where these are. We'll just take a look at some charts and see where they're headed. So we're starting with Euro USD. As always, Euro USD is the first chart, always on this on every listing. So the Euro USD is the first chart here, and every time frame is saying sell. Then in this big chart, this is a 1 week and 1 month, we have strong sell. So this chart is generally selling. So Yeah, so instead of going through the whole headache of looking for what is happening, I just open the Euro USD, and because of what I'm seeing here, everything is selling, so I expect some downward movement. And that's what we have. We have some downward movement there. This is the 1 hour chart, downward movement. 4 hour chart, it's going down. The daily chart going down. The weekly chart is a strong sell, and the monthly chart strong sell. So yeah, so everything that this app has told us, for these big charts, for the 1 month chart, there is no indicator that is pointing to a buy. There are 16 pointing to a sell. For the 1 week, there is only one indicator saying buy. The rest are saying, 15 are saying sell. That's why we have strong sell here. There are so many indicators saying sell. Then for this one here is the daily chart. 5 indicators are saying buy. 14 are saying sell. So you have, that one has a sell position. So this one has 14 saying sell. 4 hour chart has 14 saying sell. The 1 hour chart has 14 as well. 15-minute chart has 14. 5-minute chart also has 14. And then the 1-minute chart has 10. So you have a synchronized movement in all charts, all of them selling. So the Euro USD is generally selling. There is very, very strong selling movement there. The charts are in a bearish movement. There is this, so this is a 5-minute chart. There is some spike there moving downwards. I'm very sure this spike here could have made some people happy, but if some people sold down there, they must be crying right now. But if you're sold there, don't lose hope. You can still continue selling. There's a very high probability that the price might go down there. But anyway, looking at this Euro USD on a weekly chart, let me see. Okay, on a daily chart, I think this is now the chart of interest. When you put the Fibonacci's from this point below to this point above, price has just touched the 61.8. It is in that dangerous zone. It has seriously broken through. It has seriously broken through from 50.0 to 61.8. So that's where the resistance is. That is where you have that you have that movement that went slightly below, and now it is above the 61.8. So you can remain calm for now, and when price comes back and breaks below this 61.8, then you can continue selling. To this 78.6. Yeah. So here we have a very serious break. Price really tore through there from 50.0 to 61.8. It was very, very serious, but this is where we are now. So moving down to this 78.6, it might not be as vicious as this move. You can see in the previous, in this previous area here where price just went through with between the 38.2 and this 61.8. In between there was a lot of rapid movement, and we have a lot of rapid movement here as well. Maybe looking at this movement here from the 61.8 to this 78.6, we could have some kind of rapid movement there, since here it really went through as well, very, very fast. So maybe we could have some sort of price playing around there, the 61.8 for some days. Then it will break through and go below, with a very, very vicious move. So that could, that's another possibility that could happen. So let's move on to the next chart. Gbp Usd, we have neutral in the, it is neutral in this 1 minute chart, neutral in this 4 hour chart. Then there is buying movement on the 5 minutes, the 15 minute, and the 1 hour chart. There is selling movement on the daily chart, the weekly chart, and the monthly chart. So here, the priority charts look like this, where you have synchronized movement. So where you don't have some seriously synchronized movement, we can leave that alone and analyze it later. USD, JPY, same thing. This side it's buying, this side it is selling. So we can leave that one for now. Australia USD, we have some buying movement in the smallest charts, but there's a lot of selling movement in these other big charts. We can leave it alone. USD Canada, a lot of buying movement in all these charts, and the biggest chart is moving down. This one is it's good, but let's wait for something synchronized. USD CHF, this one could have been very synchronized, but we have neutral on the 15-minute chart and on the monthly chart. But there is good bullish movement in that chart. And the Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar, same thing. We have both selling and buying movement. GBP, JPY, we have both selling on the small side and buying movement on the other side. This one, Euro GBP, it is generally selling anyway. It's only the 1 minute chart saying buy. This could be caused by anything, some small price movement in the 1 minute chart. But let us just move on until we find a chart that is seriously selling or buying. So now we're in exotic pairs. Euro Canada, that one, same thing. The euro versus the New Zealand dollar. Okay, we just have a neutral there. Euro CHF, okay. GBP Australia, not synchronized. Euro Canada, not synchronized. Okay, looks like every chart, it's only the Euro USD that seem to be in that synchronized formation. All these other charts, they are mostly, they have some, okay, the big charts are mostly buying. These small charts are selling. Okay, now that we've only seen the Euro USD, that is the only one that has selling movement everywhere, we can look for one other chart that is very close to that kind of movement. Those charts that had some neutral, not that opposed buying and selling, but those which were all selling but just had a neutral point somewhere. Like the euro versus the New Zealand dollar, it is all selling. There's just a neutral point here, the 15-minute chart. So this one looks good. The euro versus the New Zealand dollar. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so this is the 1 hour chart. Yeah, there is good, okay, it's sort of in a range market. We have these two bottoms, this one top. Yeah, it's sort of a range market. Maybe it could hit this top sometime soon. Okay, so it was saying in the 1 hour time frame there is it is a strong sell. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of selling movement there. So this one looks a bit okay to sell. The 4 hour chart, it's at the bottom here. If I zoom this out a little bit, okay, so it's generally in a bearish movement. The daily chart is seriously in a selling movement. The weekly chart, yeah, this one is also selling, seriously selling. It's in a bearish move. The monthly chart as well. Yes, and here is in a real. So the monthly chart has just broken below this support. We have one candlestick that just last month, it opened above and went below. This is an area of support, and it was broken. So we have some good reason to sell there long term. Maybe the 30-minute chart. Yeah, so here there is some serial selling movement. So you can look for, some other charts to see where you can start selling from. In my opinion, I would start selling below this lowest point. I would wait for whatever is happening up here to finish happening. Whatever is going on, I either sell below there, or if price doesn't really go down in that in that movement, then I can hope to buy above this resistance. Yeah, that is what I would do. Yeah, on the 4-hour chart, it's a bit even more. Yeah, it is clearer. Yeah, so you can sell below this lowest point, or you can buy above that highest point. So this will take some time. It will take some time to really make a decision. And yeah, it's worth the wait. So this one can be a chart on your watch list. You can be watching it for some future trades. So yeah, so just because you have all these all these charts in one direction, they keep on changing. They keep on changing from time to time. So the most frequent changes take place in these small charts. The 1-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart. There is a lot of there's so many changes that take place there from time to time. It might be buying in the morning, then at midday it will be selling, then it will become neutral, then it will become strong sell. Yeah, so that happens with a 1-minute chart because there is so much price movement on that chart. But these big ones, they hardly change very, very fast. So they take some time to change. You can wait for the small ones to somehow follow the movement of the big ones. So when you have this, all these charts selling, this is 4-hour, 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month. So when these 4 big charts are selling, and then here you have these ones buying, then this could be a retracement. This could be a retracement. Let's take a look at the euro versus the Australian dollar, so that we get that exact movement. Okay, here it is. So that's the euro versus the Australian dollar. Yeah, that's where it is. So yeah, so it could be a retracement. It could really be selling, but now price has just moved up a little bit. If you look at it in the 4-hour chart, let me put the RSI and see where this is headed. Okay. Yeah, so here we have this, we have this kind of sort of a retracement. So we have this small price movement moving upwards. Yeah, this price movement, that can be a retracement. So that price continues moving downwards. So that's why you have the big charts going down and the small charts are moving up. So it's sort of a retracement. And if you use your divergence, you have this top there, and then you have this top there. You have those lower highs. Then on the RSI, you have some sense of higher highs on the euro versus the Australian dollar. So yeah, that is something that you can you can keep watch of that and see what to do with it. Yeah, so that's how this app works. So it just gives you a good look at what's happening, and then you take a decision. This is GBP JPY. Let's see what's happening with the GBP JPY. Okay, where is this chart? It's normally in this major pairs. GBP JPY. Okay, so there it is. Yeah, so this one, we have a buying movement in the big charts. Then these 3 small charts, 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute, they are saying sell. So you can clearly see that this chart is in a bullish move. It is moving upwards. But in this 5-minute chart, it's taking some time to load. 5-minute chart, it has dropped. It has recently dropped. 1-minute chart, same thing. It has recently dropped as well. So there's that downward movement. 15-minute chart, same thing. But then in the big charts, it's showing it's generally going up. So this one is a small retracement that is showing a sell signal in the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15 minute. So yeah, that's the last chart for today. And yeah, that's how that app works. So you can download that app from the website, bvbtradefx.com. It's just there on the home page. You can't miss it. You just download it and you will benefit from it in so many ways. If you know how to do technical analysis, it will be very valuable. If you don't know how to do technical analysis, then I really recommend that you learn. These things of watching these videos on YouTube and then you just do whatever they are doing, it might not benefit you in the long term. You might make some money in a short run, but in the long term, things could be very, very bad for you. Yeah, so you can download that app. There, then we can discuss more about it. If you have any questions on the Telegram group, we can discuss further about it, or you can contact me directly. I really endeavor to answer everyone who contacts me. There are normally so many, but I always try to reply to everyone and explain to you whatever you're asking. Some people ask questions like, how do I open an account? How do I deposit? Which broker should I go to? Simple stuff. Yeah, I still answer those questions. People in the group can also answer those questions. Yeah, if you're not part of the group, you can search for BVB Trade FX, or you can search for the name of this program, which is Trading Dawn. Search for it on Telegram, and you'll get there. And whatever question you ask, there are many people who are willing to answer, to give you direction to whatever you want. It's quite, it's a good community, and they are very, very helpful. They are very good people, and they are willing to help anyone who joins. We are all together in this thing. Yeah, these markets have been very bad for many people, so once we work together, we are really going to benefit so much from these markets. Everyone who has anything to share, you can share, and that information will be useful to anyone who is willing to listen. So it doesn't matter who gives you that information, but you take it and you analyze it and you see how to benefit from it. That's how we progress. Yeah, so another thing, robots. Yeah, robots, in order to run a robot, I think there are some checkpoints that you must, as a master, you must know certain things before you run these robots. So number one, you need to know how to do technical analysis. You need to know how to trade. You need to know how to trade. You can't start using robots when you're totally green. You need to know everything that happens in the market when you trade manually, or else you're going to have very, very bad expectations. You're going to expect so many things that the robot cannot give you. The robot can't give you those things. Even when you trade manually, you still can't get those things. It is just, that's how it happens. So you can't expect the robot to do for you what you don't know. So you must have some good trading knowledge. You must have some good trading experience, and you should really have some patience. Those are things you learn when you're trading manually. You learn to be patient. You learn how to deal with disappointments. You learn how to deal with so many things. So when you start using a robot, you will know how to handle yourself. You will know how to, you'll have some self-discipline. You will know exactly what to do. And the good thing about robots, you can test them on past markets and know how profitable they are in whatever chart that you want. You can make adjustments to the robot. I think I always explain those things. How to adjust the robots, how to adjust the indicators in the robot, how to adjust the take profit, the stop loss, the risk factor, the lot size, all those things. You should have all those, all those things at your disposal, so that you make the right decision when putting that robot on any other chart. So those are things you need to know before you own the robot. And another thing you should get out of your mind is, trading without the possibility of, losing some money. It is very possible that, you might trade for a long time without losing any money. Robots do that. Robots can trade for even a whole year without losing any money. That is very, very possible. But you must be vigilant at the same time. Don't Don't take these things for granted. Be very vigilant and make sure you don't lose money because you let the account run and then you just went and slept and just waited for the best. That is not very wise. Always be vigilant, analyze that account and know when to shut down these robots, when to let them start trading. Yeah, so if you do that, you won't lose money. You're going to be you're going to be very profitable because you'll be working hand in hand with a robot to make sure you don't lose any money, and that is how you can benefit from this. So download that app. Go to the website bvbtradefx.com. Download the app, and it will be very, very useful for you. So just download it and make good use of it. Study it, use it in a practice with it on a demo account. Then then you will transfer all that knowledge to your real account, and you'll make some good. You'll have some good trades with that. So I think that's it for today. We shall be looking at more of these charts tomorrow and the following day. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.